This first set is dead even.
Unbelievable combination.
Wow.
Beautifully done.
What a great spot.
Hello and welcome to the 2025-26 APTA Tour. We're live from the Medinah Country Club in Medinah, Illinois, bringing you the 2025 Medinah Cup, with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsor, Corient. Tournament support has also been provided by the following local sponsors: Baird Private Wealth Management, Dilly Life, Jimmy John's, Monaco Mechanical, RT Nelson and Associates, Sport Court Midwest, and Viking Athletics. I'm Denise Murphy, along with Billy Horn, bringing you the women's semifinal match between our number 2 seed, Rupali Hall and Matrka, versus number 3 seed, Laura Berendt and Chelsea Mittal. Our chair ump for this match is Rob Laboon. Rob, thanks so much for your time, for being here. And Billy, welcome to the booth. Psyched to have Billy here with us. He's going to be popping in any minute here, but you could see on the court we've got Laura and Chelsea are warming up against Marie and Rupali. Of course, last names, we've got Laura Berendt on the far court in the blue on the deuce side, and Chelsea Mittal in the green on the ad side. In the forecourt here, in the purple top with the white visor, we have Marie Matrka on our left, and on our right, Rupali Hall in the black top and leggings. It's a warm day here in Medinah. It's about mid-70s, which is pretty crazy for a nice October day. So it'll be interesting to see how everybody adjusts their games to this interesting temperature we have here. Getting a groove on, getting a feel of the warm-up, just kind of finding the rhythm and balance. Of course, as everybody knows, with warming up, this is a time you not only want to get yourself all set and grooved for the match, but you're also trying to learn about your opponent's strengths and weaknesses, seeing kind of what their choices are. See right off the bat, Marie Matrka from Cincinnati has a wicked roller. She's warming that sucker up right now. And Rupali's got her shot of choice is that awesome. Well, she can hit a wicked roller as well, but she's got a nice little slash coming around the outside of the ball. This is the second tournament of the 2025-26 season. Montclair tournament was just last weekend. And we're excited to bring this Medinah Cup to you. These teams had a solid matches getting here. This last round in the quarters, Berendt Mittal beat Bandrosa and T-Paz 6-2, 6-1. And Rupali Hall and Marie Matrka, the second seed, took down Sophie Davatilla and Olga Martinsone 6-1, 7-5. So that was a really long second set in that match that Hall and Matrka played. Solid paddle by all 4 players. And it just so happens that Sophie Davatilla, I work with her at Skokie Country Club, and I used to work with Olga Martinsone at Skokie Country Club in Glenview, so it was a fun match to watch for me. Billy Horn will be joining us in a little bit, so as long as the viewers don't mind hearing my voice for a little bit, we're all good. Players are warming up their serves. All right, little background on these two teams, I should say. As I mentioned earlier, Marie Matrka flew in this morning from Cincinnati, Ohio. Her current national player ranking is 23. She's played with, a handful of partners. She's an incredibly consistent, very aggressive player. Loves to create a lot of chaos. And her pressure drives and her movement on the court really kind of are her signature shots. She went to Coastal Carolina University in South Carolina. She grew up in Wilmington, Ohio. And it's kind of interesting. There was no girls tennis team, so she played on the boys high school team, which I feel like makes sense with how much pressure. We're just going to pause here and listen to Rob.
Today's match will be the best 2 out of 3 tie-break sets. On my right, from River Forest, Illinois, Laura Berendt, and opposite her, her partner from Lake Forest, Illinois, Chelsea Mittal. On my left, from Stamford, Connecticut, Rupali Hall, and her partner from Cincinnati, Ohio, Matrka. All right. 1 minute.
The scoring system used today will be 2 out of 3 sets, regular scoring. Playing out, of course, the full third set. Continuing with a little description of the players, Marie Matrka's partner, Rupali Hall. She is from Stamford, Connecticut. Her APTA Cup standing is 19. Her current national player ranking is 26. So both of these teams have a lot of experience behind them. The level of talent is exceptional, and I'm really looking forward to calling this match today. To me, the biggest factor is the temperature. The last time I called a match was Nationals in March last year. Although it was warm, it's nowhere near these temperatures. So it's one of the cool and intriguing things about paddle is adjusting your game based on the temperature. So some of the things to look for is where their drive targets are. It's much harder to volley a ball that's coming right at you, more defensive. If at all a player's shoulders go back, the angle the paddle face opens and the ball will just fly in these temperatures. So
Berendt and Mittal won the toss and have elected to receive.
Typically in these warm temperatures, you'll find the serving team going the different formations to try to figure out how to get through and pass the big return game, because all 4 of these players just have laser beam drives. So I love this time before the match starts, and I love the laugh with between Matrka and Hall, just talking about what perhaps they've already known about the teams, what they saw in the warm-up, and kind of strategizing based on that. The other semifinal is playing in the court next. We've got Hallbauer and Morgan as the number 1 seeds versus Banks and Barth. They moved on. There was a retirement due to injury in the round before. They were down 4-5 and then retirement. So there's going to be 2 awesome semifinal rounds. Here we go. Marie Matrka to serve.
15 love.
Matrka has a fantastic serve. It's got a little kick, and especially in these temperatures, like I said, that ball's going to be bouncing and very lively.
15 all.
Let's go over the players again. Laura Berendt is returning on the deuce side. Marie Matrka serving. Said that volley was right on the line, but I'm sure Matrka's not looking to hit her volleys on the line. It's just these temperatures. Chelsea Mittal returning. Tough ball.
40-15.
Came off a little wonky off the screens there.
40-30.
This is always that time in the match, especially where you're trying to get a groove, feel out what your opponents are bringing, what shots they're choosing, trying to pick up on some patterns, figuring out where the strengths are, the weaknesses. That will not be the last time we see Matrka hit that cut or drop shot.
They win the first game of the first set.
You know it's a good drop shot when it's 74 degrees and Laura Berendt can't run it down. That's all I have to say. But I love the laughter. Chelsea Mittal and Laura Berendt enjoying themselves out there. Laura Berendt serving, Rupali Hall returning. Little miscommunication there, but not a problem. It's a good look. You're going to see a lot of moves, a lot of blitzing by both these teams. They're constantly looking to attack and move in.
Hey Denise, this is Billy. Can you hear me?
Hi, Billy.
Hi.
Are you with us?
I've been following along here. I just haven't been able to get hooked up, so I'm right with you.
Okay, I've missed you, but it's good to hear your voice.
I appreciate that.
Billy
Yeah,
Horn is in the
happy
house.
Happy to be here.
It's too bad I don't have a button to press with like major applause, like everybody going nuts to hear you.
I don't know if I deserve that, but excited to be here. It looks like they've gotten underway, and we know we're playing the best 2 out of 3 sets with the scoring. Yeah.
Laura Berendt is serving, Maria Matrka returning.
So Denise, these guys have played a couple matches today, made it through relatively comfortably in the quarterfinals. How about the top half of the draw?
Top half of the draw, yeah, Hallbauer and Morgan are in the semis. They've just played super solid against Banks and Barth. They're on the court next, so we'll see how that unfolds. But again, just very strong semifinal. All 8 players, just very talented. Everybody knows each other really well, so it's half like very fun, half like lock it down competition mode. But I'm excited to be calling this match. I've never called a match by Mittal and Berendt yet, so it's fun to do that. I've had Matrka. I've called a couple matches of hers. It's a great move by Matrka coming in behind that dipping forehand. Billy, we're going to see that over and over again, this 1-2 punch, whether it's Rupali setting up Matrka or Matrka coming in on her own dipping ball. It just causes a lot of problems.
Yeah, that's a great forehand there by Matrka, getting it low and then also closing in behind it. Three or four, all 4 of these players have a lot of offense. Is that right, Denise?
Yes. Yeah. Typically, you'll see Hall pull the trigger. She's a big backhand. Some of the times she's in the air, just like super athletic and just getting after it. Matrka has a crushing forehand and, again, is always looking to come in. She rarely just drives from the green. It's almost always a pressure drive where she's moving into the blue, just looking for that secondary drive. Yes, yes. And then these temperatures, it can be a tricky ball to handle, the pressure drive.
And being that these 4 ladies all know each other, how does that change how they play? Do they know each other's spots, what not to hit, where not to hit, strengths and weaknesses?
You know, it's kind of funny, maybe a little, but I do know that both Chelsea and Laura don't look at the draw and they don't like to know who they're playing. So I think that they're just very instinctive and intuitive, and they get out there and do their thing, and they make adjustments as they go. Now, Matrka and Hall, they've played a number of matches together last year, and they're just they came in 11th in nationals last year. The Boston Open, they came in 9th. The Bourbon Ball, they were first place. So they have experience, a lot of experience under their belt. Last year was the first year that Berendt and Mittal played together. Laura kind of came out of retirement to play with Mittal. So they're just out there having a lot of fun.
Results as well. They had some good results as well. They were second in Hinsdale and third in Birchwood, second in Cabin Fever.
Yep.
And 13th in Charities, which is just a few weeks away, our first Grand Prix.
Yes. Yes.
I'm excited for that.
Me too. Rupali Hall serving. Laura Berendt returning.
It just looks to me early on that Hall and Matrka have a little bit more team comfort, knowing who's going to take what ball a little bit sooner than the team of Berendt and Mittal.
Yeah, I mean, so far I would agree with you. There's a couple balls that came down the middle that there was either a late call or indecision there who was going to take what, but it's early in the match. I think both teams are just settling in and figuring out what works, what doesn't work, and just kind of finding their groove. Again, there's a little two paddle clashes on Matrka Hall. Yeah.
Now you mentioned Berendt joining with Mittal for the first time last year. Who did she play with before?
Chelsea. So Mittal played. Gosh, she played with Hallie Bodman for a year or two, but she really got started with
30, 40.
With Mary Doughton, and Mary took Chelsea Mittal under her wing and really mentored her. In Chelsea's first year, I want to say they either made it to the semis or finals of nationals, which is pretty cool. Your first year of playing.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So Mary, obviously, Hall of Fame paddle player, and just really played a number of years with Chelsea. And as a result, I mean, she had the talent. Chelsea Mittal played at Wisconsin. Laura played at Texas. A lot of talent there. But Mary Doughton really helped her hone in her tennis skills to mold it to the paddle court. Wow, that was a crazy get by Berendt.
That was an amazing
and
get.
Unbelievable return by Hall.
You're seeing that offense again, trying to come in behind it, that blitz, but that time it backfired. Mittal serving here at 1-2 on serve early in the first. That's Matrka returning. Again, she gets that ball really low and comes in behind it. You think you got to change to I formation or Aussie at some point.
Yeah. I mean, these balls are landing 3/4 of the way inside the service box. Just Charlotte Sakura would call that a shoe shine. I'm not saying it right with the French accent, but I tried my best. I tried my best.
You did well.
Thanks, Billy.
A little serve and stay back there.
Yes.
Here we go again.
Again, it's just all about the adjustments. It's not. I always tell my players, it's not a sign that it's white flag. We can't handle it. It's actually a very smart move, based on the temperatures and based on your opponent's weapons.
These ladies have such big ground strokes too. It's almost make the other team have to make the first volley.
100%. I mean, if the biggest shot on the court is their drives, by going two back, you've just taken that huge weapon out of the game by forcing them to play the net.
That's right. And you saw that stat screen that came up. Mittal and Berendt were only winning 33% of service points. I think that will change if they start to stay both back.
Yeah. But Matrka's serve, she's serving now to Laura Berendt. Just so strong. I mean, that ball has a lot of kick on it. I don't know if the viewers can see, but there's a lot of action. She puts a lot of spin on it, just kicks up. So in these temperatures,
I mean, it's much more of a tennis toss too, way up high contact. So in theory, yeah, you're getting a lot of momentum velocity on that serve.
yes.
Haubauer Morgan already won the first set over in the other semifinal. Just wide there by
30,
Hall.
40.
I feel like this is a big moment. If they can, if Berendt and Mittal can get this game and hopefully settle into a serving strategy.
Game, Berendt, Mittal,
There you go.
Hall, and Matrka lead 3-2. First set.
Corient is the official wealth sponsor of the APTA's 2025-26 season. Corient is a fee-only wealth manager who puts their clients at the center of everything they do. Learn more at corient.com. So Denise, here we are. We're at that fifth game, the changeover. You've done your research and development now where you've played those 4 games, how your opponents are coming out. Now it's time to hopefully make the adjustments that
15.
that make the difference in this set and in the match.
I mean, if you notice there, Hall just lobbed. I mean, you're not expecting that. She was rifling the preceding returns and then lob, and that lob can be just as dangerous as a big drive when sprinkled in at the right times. Caused confusion. Berendt had to go up with a high backhand.
That's a good shot. Good
Got
See-
the early error.
And there's that drive we were talking about, Billy, when you drive right at somebody as opposed to around them, it extracts a defensive reaction where the shoulders go back just a little bit and the angle of the paddle face opens, and before you know it, that volley's going in the green.
Yeah, especially in the early season temperatures. So hard to control those volleys.
Yes. Wow. Again, pressure move by Matrka. Not many teams would stay up there, Billy, against Matrka coming in and Hall running down that drive. And
No,
Mittal and
and
Berendt
what we-
did.
I mean, Berendt played a big overhead off that back wall, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you got to know how you're going to handle that transition moment. Are you going to stay right on that net with Hall out of position and make that volley? Or are you going to retreat to the baseline?
I mean, I believe
15.
that Laura Berendt was the first player to just start unleashing on her overheads. Now we're going back 20 years, but she was really the first player that brought that shot to the women's game. And we actually call that the FLJ now, the future Laura Jones, because she's engaged.
Okay.
and
Congratulations
when
to
she
her.
does get married, we're just going to call it the LJ. Chelsea Mittal and I have renamed that shot. So there you have it.
I like it. Oh,
But again, all 4 players up there.
15.
There's just the need for pressure and closing. All 4 of these players are just very, very aggressive in nature and are looking to just take time away from their opponents by making contact with that ball earlier and following up behind it.
so what are some of the keys, since we're seeing a lot of blitzing, you'd say some of the keys to blitzing, number one, what you just mentioned, is making sure you're taking that ball early,
Yes.
right? Are there a couple other points we want to be making
40.
when you're attempting that blitz off the return?
I mean, yes, I would. Equally as important as taking time away is making sure you force your opponents to volley from below the level of the net, which is going to set you up in a positive light. If you're taking it early and hitting that ball high, you're done. You're cooked. The likelihood of you making that next shot is very low because now your opponent's able to hit down on the shot. So the earlier you take it, in theory, you should be able to catch the server further off the net, which gives you a bigger margin to hit to. Does that make
And
sense?
that makes perfect sense to me. Is there a right or wrong way? Should the returner do the blitz? Should the returner's partner? Or we're seeing a lot of both of them closing in.
Yeah, I think it's personal preference. Some
40.
teams like to say, "Hey, go on this." Others are like, "I'm going." And then other times, I think when they both come in, I don't think they're talking. I think they just see the depth of the serve, and the partner of the returner is just already on their way, and the driver's like, well, the returner's like, I'm going in too because I was short. So I think it's really personal preference.
I always like to have that one person behind to pull the parachute if necessary.
Yes. I like that phrase, Billy. Can I steal that?
Yeah, you're welcome to it.
Game.
I'll
Barrett,
take
Middle.
some royalties,
They
but
lead 4 games to 3.
You know who? So Macy Elliott also has a name for that. When partner goes in and the partner just slides over to cover the backcourt is the emotional support. Your emotional support for your partner going in.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So I'm going to be saying both your names now, not just Macy's. I'm going to be using yours, Billy. So all right. So Berendt Mittal up 4-3. That ever important 7th game. Going in 5-2 versus 4-3 is very different. So we've got a match here, Billy.
What just happened there? Can you tell what happened there, Denise?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you took a practice serve too. My bad.
I think that Rob Laboon thought it was a practice, so he said, and then Mittal and Berendt thought it was a real serve. So they're just going to do it again because it's with the spirit of the game. I think it's all good. So again, Chelsea Mittal is in the green, in the far court, in the ad side. Laura Berendt's on the deuce side wearing the blue shorts. We've got Rupali Hall in the black with the white visor, and Marie Matrka in the tealish bluish shirt, about to return.
And you're seeing Mittal and Berendt again just taking away that return win and working from the backcourt, only to hopefully take over the net later on. Like that.
It's such a good move. What I love about Berendt's move there, she never stopped her feet and her shoulders were forward the whole time. Typically we see that move fail when you move to the ball but not through the ball. It's such a good lane right there.
I might be stealing that from you, Denise.
30-15.
But that's a great target by Berendt right there, forcing Matrka to flip to her forehand volley. When a ball's coming with that velocity, that's just a tough ball to make consistently. We can't necessarily see how hard all 4 of these players are hitting their drives.
Oh, good footwork there by Hall.
So good. Hey. Oh, jeez. Okay, I was bracing myself behind the screen here because I saw Berendt. She cranked. She looked like she was going to unleash on that, and then she did nothing with it.
Great shot, putting it behind Matrka.
So good. Hall's return just so consistent. It's a great dig by Matrka.
40-30.
Right now, I like that all 4 ladies are kind of committed to their offensive strategy where, it's 50-50 still.
Wow.
You got to see how this is going to play out.
Game. Berendt Mittal.
4 games in a row from Berendt Mittal.
First set.
That was just such a ridiculous display of talent. Just the reflex. I mean, are you kidding me? She keeps moving, inching forward. It's like the Terminator. Just doesn't stop coming.
What a backhand.
Again, it's that flip forehand, Billy, that's really tough to control, especially in these temperatures. Berendt's just dialing in on that right hip of Matrka.
Yeah, that's coming from the middle of the court too to really spot that drive. What a great shot.
Tick the net.
30.
I'd like to see Hall move a little closer to the net. Try and take a little more space away.
I know, but it's tough in these temperatures. It's like, I totally agree, because the further off the net you are, the more angles you let go by, but then you're in the fire zone.
Right.
It's like you're trading one uncomfortable thing for another. But I totally agree. It's some of these angles are creating more difficult volleys than need to be based on the distance from the net. Matrka's got such great overheads. She has a lot of action, meaning she's putting a lot of spin on the ball. She's really carving around it. So when it hits the ground, hits the screen, it's bouncing a little bit differently. Well, a lot differently than it normally does.
There's Matrka closing down the net.
Yep.
Real tight.
It's a random miss. When you know what, when you have that
30, 40.
much paddle head speed and put that much spin on the ball, it's going to happen every once in a while, but it's worth it. Her shots are so darn good.
Yeah, you can see that ball really, really kicking on the serve too, off the back wall. Set point for Berendt and Mittal. Oh, that's beautiful footwork by Hall.
Deuce.
You can see just the movement of the ball. That ball almost like came and hit Berendt in the head. It's just bouncing. It's so lively. And when you add spin to that, it's very hard to anticipate. Hall does such a great job of setting her paddle really low on these resets. And the lower you make contact with the ball, the lower it's going to bounce. And in these temperatures, that's a good thing.
All
Depth
four
is
ladies
so
are
good.
buckling down.
Yep.
Good point here on deuce.
It was a good look. It was a good decision. Just execution wasn't there, but
Advantage. Miss
I love
Matrka.
Hall's pumping up. I love when teams just give each other some positive juju, take some time to spread the love. That was a great return by Mittal. Good, Maria Matrka. Deuce. It's a good decision. Mittal got that same look, but decided to just put up a lob. There's no need to push it. I think Berendt's still hunting for that right hip of Hall and Matrka, and she was a little bit too far right to do that.
Yeah, this is where I'd like to see Hall get a little closer, not let Mittal have access to that low forehand.
And that's exactly
That was-
Billy. Are you like psychic here, a mind reader? She would have been able to easily cut that off, but because that was off pace angle, and she was caught backing up. So totally agree.
Another set point.
Advantage. Miss Middle.
Let's see if Chelsea Mittal goes in the same spot, which is, smart. Slows it down, puts up a nice lob return.
Game. Berendt. Middle. They win the first set. 6-3.
We'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel with live streaming provided by CSM Media.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. we never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
I am Florentina Hanisch, and today I'll be giving a tip on how to start the match the right way. When I start my match, I like to start playing high percentage plays, so a lot of lobs, a lot of balls through the middle. And when I start driving, I go for 75% pace. I find that a lot of club players go for too much, too big at the beginning, but the muscles are a little bit tight at the beginning of the match, and then errors start accumulating. So beginning of the match, go for 75% pace, keep your swing nice and compact, and go a lot for the middle. For the beginning of the match, I would say for the first 4 games, that's when you should stay focused on playing a lot of high percentage. Once you have played 4 games and your muscles start loosening it up and you figure out strengths and weaknesses of your opponents, then you can start changing the plays. I am Florentina Hanisch. I hope you enjoyed this tip.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We're here at the Medinah Club in Medinah, Illinois, with the semifinal round between number 2 seed Rupali Hall and Marie Matrka versus number 3 seed Laura Berendt and Chelsea Mittal. The first set score was Berendt Mittal 6-3, and they are now 15-all in the second set. I'm here with Billy Thorne, and Billy, what's going on? What do you think about the first set?
A lot of action, a lot of hot hitting. We saw a lot of blitzing in the first set from both sides, and I'd like to see one side maybe settle into it a little bit and look to extend the point. We saw an early lead from Hall and Matrka 3-1, and since then it's been all Berendt and Mittal.
Yeah, Berendt and Mittal really settled in. To your point, we mentioned it early in the first set, how there was a couple miscommunication, perhaps like either a late call or not sure who was covering it, and then they got it together and they've been kind of cruising since. But Matrka and Hall, I mean, the amount of offense coming from both those players, especially in these temperatures, I think Mittal and Berendt are doing an incredible job navigating the big drives, their volleys, and there you go. That was a quick game. At these temperatures, it's very hard to volley a ball that's coming right at you. You're defensive instead of offensive, and I think that's been the biggest game changer, just driving to the player, and also just the pressure of moving into the ball and taking time away from the opponents.
All those are good points. We see on the other semifinal, Haubauer and Morgan has won and moved on to the finals against, they beat Banks and Barth.
6-1, 6-1. So whoever wins this match will play Allison Morgan and Ellie Haubauer, which will be that'll for sure be a smackdown. That'll be up after this one, scheduled to go on at 4:30. So you have a lot of, but as we see, they're taking a little break here, taking a little time. We want to, again, thank Rob LeBoon for being up there in the chair, giving his time and attention and energy to this match. And I've called many of his, been a commentator for many of his matches, and he's just an all-around good guy and does a fantastic job. So thank you, Rob, for everything you're doing, and all umps, for that matter.
It is a thankless job up there, but it's fun. I used to do a whole bunch of umpiring 3 or 4 years ago. It is the best view to watch.
I'm sure.
Have you ever done that?
No, and I really have no interest in doing that. That chair looks a little freaky to me. I'd be like, wait, is this thing going to be able to hold me? Yeah. And yeah, there's other reasons why I wouldn't want to be up in that chair. But I'm glad Mittal and Berendt, okay, so they won the first set 6-3. They're taking some time. I think Matrka might have gone into taking a little break, but to just slow this down, that's actually a gift for them, I think, that Matrka walked out, because what you don't want to do is come out and all of a sudden have the second set, like, get away from you. So really glad they're doing this.
Yeah, that was a big game there to go up 1-0 as well.
Yes, yes. I have a special guest sitting next to me, Peggy Kuzinski. Peggy, thank you for being here. Peggy is a member here at Medinah. She's also a big paddle player, and she is an amazing, tell us about what you do, actually. Tell all the viewers.
So I work at ESPN Chicago. I host the Bears post-game show on ESPN Radio, and I also host a talk show on Saturdays called Peggy and Dion. And then 3 days a week, I'm at Medinah playing platform tennis and the Series 5 team. So, yeah, and I've been to all of the camps here, so everyone here looks very familiar as my instructors at the camps.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Have you been, so just watching a little bit of this match, were you able to see, the first set at all? Or,
Yes.
So I'm interested to hear your thoughts. What are your takeaways?
I love how calm everybody is.
Yes.
And nobody overplays a shot. Any of the misses tend to just be almost like a mental lapse. Everyone is very calm. Watching Chelsea, it's everything that she teaches at her camp.
Yeah, it's so, like I was saying earlier, it's hard to actually see how hard the ball is coming off these paddles, like Berendt right here, just rifling these backhands one after another. And Matrka and Hall are doing such a fantastic job volleying these balls back.
What's interesting also is how they are able to control after going with the power shots. They come back with some nice ease and grace, and they change up the pace, forcing the defenders to totally be able to change their pace as well.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to watch.
It's all about balance. I always say you can have the best shot in the world, but if that's all you hit, a good team's going to adjust and figure it out. So to be able to mix up those paces will really throw off the opponent and keep them off balance. Just wondering, is this the big one? Is this the one? Is it coming?
Yep.
So Matrka is serving. Laura Berendt just returned. It's a great one, too. Again, Berendt's return is just a missile. So Mittal coming in after it is such a smart play.
I've done that before, the over-aggressive at the net. You get so excited, the adrenaline is flowing.
Yes. It was a perfect setup. And it just, sometimes the easier balls are the hardest ones. Because you just have so many ideas and thoughts of where you're going to be putting it.
We always say you have saucers in your eyes. The ball looks so big at that moment.
Yes, yes. So yeah, to your point, Chelsea is a co-founder of Goose Paddle Camps. That I believe you were talking that you were a part of. But that's kind of a new fun, awesome camp that she's started actually with me.
Yeah.
If I'm allowed to say that.
You're allowed to say that.
Okay. Thanks, Billy.
Well, and I was at
Peggy,
your... Yes, go ahead, Billy.
Can you speak to the women's and men's, but the women's Chicago leagues? You said you were in Series 5. How many series are there?
So Medinah has 5. We have Series 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and 15 for women.
Oh my.
I believe the men have, almost 23. 40? There's 40. So the men have 40. It has grown. We've only been playing platform tennis at Medinah for, I believe this is our 8th year. We started, I had never had a paddle in my hand. I never had any racket in my hand ever. I was a basketball player and a volleyball player here in the Chicagoland area. And someone said, you have to play this game because it is so competitive as an adult to find a sport that is as competitive as the team sports you played growing up. And they were right. So when we joined, we had no courts here at Medinah, and we went and used someone else's courts for practice, and then our courts were built, and it has grown exponentially every year.
Well, Anthony McPherson, the director here at Medinah, does such a fantastic job. So we'll shout out to him and everything that he does and brings to the paddle program here at Medinah, because it's a gem, that's for sure. Just looking at the match here, so Hall Matrka up 2-0. Berendt in middle, Chelsea Mittal is serving. I would think it would be in their best interest to just slow it down, hunker down, and really wait for the right shot to pull the trigger. These first couple games have gone a little quick. I'm sure Matrka and Hall are excited about that, but when you come off winning the first set and first few games get away from you, you just want to slow that down.
You're seeing Hall and Matrka consistently at net, staying
Yeah.
pretty much 2-on-1 to the ad court now, trying to stay away from that Berendt backhand.
Yes.
Which I think is a smart strategy considering how strong she came out of the gate in the first set.
So, Billy, look again, they're targeting Matrka's right hip. That is where they're extracting most of the misses at this point, is when they get a drivable ball, they're making her flip to her forehand. And that is, that with her talent level, she could do that if the temperatures were colder, but when it's warm like this, the ball is just so lively, very hard to control.
So what's the adjustment that Goose paddle camps would
I would
change with?
I would stay defensive, and that's your backhand volley. That's like just to do a little chicken wing. I mean, they're literally targeting her right hip.
I also like what Hall did there. She got a little bit more forward and took
Yes.
away access to Matrika's forehand volley.
Yes.
Right now, she's a little further off the net, so they can find it a little bit easier.
That's a beautiful shot.
Yeah, Berendt just holds that so long, and until the ball is coming, you don't know where it's going. Does that look like your backhand, Peggy?
Oh, heck no. Oh, my Lord. No. My two-handed backhand. I told you I never had a racket in my hands until 8 years ago. So it's all a work in progress.
Yeah.
I like the net. I like defensive. I like the screens, and I like the net. I don't like the ground strokes.
Yeah.
You and me, Peggy. I'm right there with you.
Okay, I'm really psyched about this new feature, this match summary that's up on the screen right now. It's very telling. I mean, it's really, CSM Media, thank you for providing this for all of us, because Hall, Matrka, Berendt, Mittal, you can really get some patterns and see where the errors are being made. So Peggy, really cool that you are, I mean, how's it feel to be what probably was and maybe still is a male-dominated, career, being in there, doing your thing?
It's so funny. I think about women broke into broadcasting literally in the 1940s and 50s. And then for baseball fans, there was always a Dave Kingman incident in New York that really just that was in the 70s and 80s. And it just seems like every 20 decades or so, there's, that something happens. And, we've been around a long time. It's definitely, I've been broadcasting in Chicago. I was at NBC television in Chicago for 18 years. And now to do ESPN radio for the last 5 years is, it's fun. It's fun. The guys are great. I always tell them it's not brain surgery.
That's hilarious. I love it. I wish my voice sounded more like yours. Like yours, it's crisp. It's like, I've got like this.
You have a very
there's something about
distinct-
Mary mom voice. I just hope I don't end up looking like her. And I swear to God, I don't smoke either. I'm just saying. It's from coaching too much. Oh, there's that cutter by Matrka.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Mittal read that so early and started running, I think, before Matrka even made contact with that ball.
Game. Berendt, Mittal. Game.
I mean, that's just such a precision, beautiful shot by Matrka.
The cutter was a new shot for us to learn at Goose Paddle this year.
Let's go.
It
Pull it
is
out.
my shot. I love that shot. But like Anthony McPherson always tells us, you can't pull it out all
He's
the time.
probably shaking his head like,
Yes.
what are they doing?
Yes. He was like, wait, you learned that? Wait, when will you use that? I said, just when I'm really angry and I just really want to hand it to them.
It feels good.
Yes.
Good for the soul. Sometimes that's what you need to do.
Just let it out, right?
Just let it out. So the points, I really liking how the points are developing. They're taking their time. Both sides, I feel like, are really settled in and know exactly what they're looking for now from each other, and you can start picking up on patterns of where a particular opponent is going to go with a drive, lob, etc. So as a result, the points are extended. That's all right. I love when a player just immediately apologizes to their partner. It's like, nobody tries to miss. You don't need to say you're sorry.
I say, are there sorries? No.
I know. I'm the same way, though. I coach not to say it, and then I get out there, and I'm like, sorry.
Everybody does it.
There it is again. Wow. That's unbelievable anticipation by Mittal. Tough ball. It's a good ball. Nice overhead.
All four of these players like to create some chaos here. It keeps the points lively, fun.
They almost thrive in that. All four. It's like the more chaotic it gets, the more they're just like, that's their jam. They feel comfortable. That's one more step and that ball is going over. But I like that she was going to change up the pace and not try to rifle it because she was so close to the net. It's a good spot. Again, Matrka just takes that ball so early, and as a result, is catching Berendt just a little bit earlier than perhaps she wants to be making contact with that ball.
30, 40.
All right, it'll be interesting to see where Matrka goes with this return. It's a very smart move, Berendt, staying back.
Game, Hall, Matrka. They lead 3 games to 2, second set. Berendt Mittal won the first set, 6 games to 3. Marie.
What adjustments do you think they need to make now to slow down Matrka and Hall?
Yeah, we will get to that in just a second. Billy, do you have a word for us?
Yes, Corient is the official wealth sponsor of the APTA's 2025-26 season. Corient is a fee-only wealth manager who puts their clients at the center of everything they do. Learn more.
Would you like to take a practice? You're welcome.
I would say, Peggy, back to your question, I would say slow it down.
Yeah.
And know exactly what ball you're looking for. Like, get really specific on the look. And for me, it would be a ball that both Berendt and Mittal, if we're talking about them at the baseline right now, are able to move into the blue and take time away. And again, going for that same target that seems to be working, which is the right hip of Matrka or right at a player. But just knowing what you're looking for and not settling for anything less. If it's not exactly what you're looking for, if you're not balanced, if you're not moving in, just put up a lob and keep working it.
Yep.
Creating the offense that you want and not pulling the trigger on just anything. When it came to Matrka and Hall at the net right here, to Billy's point, I'd love to see Hall stepping up just a little bit closer with her paddle a little bit higher and just getting ready to defend against the drive and just redirecting the pace that's coming at her. And Marie holding true to that defensive backhand volley when she gets up there and so close. I'd love to see her do more chicken wing and keep that backhand because Berendt's extracting a lot of missed volleys from that right hip area.
Yep.
Matrka's got just such a great serve. Again, viewers, I don't know if you could see, but she's got a lot of rotation on that. The ball just kicks so beautifully up, and in these temperatures, it's really effective. The Peggy pulling up to Medinah. Gosh, the sprawling, beautiful golf course. Are you a golfer too?
I
by the way?
am. Yes, I actually run the women's 18-hole league here.
Oh.
Because
You
I
do
have
it all.
nothing. Because I have nothing else to do.
No, of course you don't. I mean, you just listed off like 50,000 things you do and in charge of, but yeah, no big deal.
And I'm not good at any one thing.
You didn't even say 9-holers. You said 18. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
do you have like a doppelganger that you just like share the life with to?
I wish. You don't even want to know who people used to say when I first started in the business here in Chicago. People could be so mean, and we think internet trolls are mean, but back then people were so mean. And there was a guy on sports radio that kept saying that my doppelganger was Ruth Buzzy. Do you remember who Ruth Buzzy was?
No.
You're too young. You're too young to know. She was on Ronan Martin's Laugh-In. She was she was like this old bag lady, basically.
Oh, wow. You're not my friend anymore.
But I take that as a compliment when it comes to women who are funny. I love funny women, so comedic stars.
Yeah.
40, 30.
It was a great play by Berendt and Mittal. Just happened to, again, the execution just wasn't there, but that 1-2 punch of Berendt's drive, Mittal coming in behind it. Just great anticipation. I love that Matrka and Hall are taking a moment here. This is actually it's a big game if they can close this out. It's just such a great serve. I mean, not many people have the serve where you're climbing the screens trying to get it back. A little too far for Berendt to roam from home to hit that drive, but she knows it.
4 games to 2. Second set.
Denise, do you feel like maybe Mittal and Berendt could switch sides in the back to give Hall and Matrka a little different look?
Yeah.
Maybe not permanently, but just to mix it up and make it so they get out of a rhythm. It does seem like Matrka and Hall have a very good flow going at net.
I agree. It never hurts as long as they're comfortable doing it. I think it's a great. It would be a great change up. Just first high lob, just switching in the backcourt just to give them another look. Forces them to maybe recalibrate what their targets are.
Right, to make them make different decisions
Yes.
and
Yes.
hit different spots. If you all of a sudden have to switch to picking on the deuce court, that's very different levels of communication than the ad court.
I love that play. Chelsea and Laura going 2 back, and then Chelsea came up behind it. It's just a phenomenal drive by Matrka.
That was beautiful.
40.
So hard when
Really
you
good.
have to play them both off both screens like that to know.
Yeah, that was just beautifully timed. And I know,
It just starts from a level of balance with the legs there. Matrka moved
Yes.
forward really well, set her legs, got her feet underneath her, and then
Hall, Matrka.
Nice
they
swing.
lead 5 games to 2. Second set. Berendt Mittal won the first set. 6 games to 3.
5-2. Okay, so in the first set, we were talking about how 4-3 is drastically different than 5-2, and here we are. Hall Matrka coming back, playing very solid in the second set. Defending against the drives much better, moving forward. Few more, loose errors from Berendt Mittal. Maybe pressuring a little bit too much or perhaps at the wrong times. So it'll be interesting how Mittal and Berendt respond here, being down 2-5 after winning the first set 6-3. Billy, what would you say if you were coaching Berendt Mittal, and then the flip side of that, what would you say to Matrka Hall?
For Berendt and Mittal, I would say that I like the idea of changing sides temporarily. in the back, just because it does look like Hall and Matrka are, so comfortable. For Matrka and Hall, I think that they have really started playing from a place of confidence. You can see their lobs, being spotted behind where Berendt in the hat is standing right now, really making Mittal go behind Berendt, limiting her angles. And then they're getting their balance right on their drives. I think Berendt's got to find a way in this match, to hit a few more balls. And I don't know if that's going to happen from the deuce court. Again, like you said, they have to play from positions of confidence. So, maybe they haven't played a whole lot with Mittal in the deuce court, but I might give it a shot just to switch things up.
I like it.
I don't know if you, Denise, looked at those stats when they were up on the changeover, but 3 out of 4 stats, the points won, the service points won, and there was one other stats. All of them were exactly the same by both teams. It was impressive. So even though, we got a little momentum from Hall and Matrka, but Berendt and Mittal, they've won an even amount of points and also service and break points. So they're right there in this match. It can go either way.
I mean, just the sheer power of Matrka's that last forehand. I mean, she was talk about balance. She was balanced. Her shoulders were forward, and she just never stopped her feet. That's that's a devastating blow right there. And Mittal's hands are just so good, so she wasn't even close to getting that back because it was just coming Mach 5000 at her.
Huge point for Berendt and Mittal, I think, to get some confidence going.
Off the side screen. Yeah.
I like these. So if Billy, notice the difference in the tempo of these overheads. Mittal's hitting the low trajectories now, is stepping and really hitting through it, probably medium pace, just slowing it down, keeping that ball deep. And that's what they need to do, is just slow down these points. It's just going a little quick. That's the big point right now. Hall serving, Laura Berendt returning. It's a great guts.
Yep. Matrka has really upped her defense in this second set as well. Oh.
It's a great get by Hall. She made that look easy. Phenomenal lob. And there's the cutter. Jeez Louise. Great guts.
Great guess.
The athleticism is unbelievable. What are we witnessing? This looks like Peggy in her league match on Thursday.
I wish.
Wow.
And then they slowed it right back down.
Yep.
Oh, this whole point is a highlight reel.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That was a
Wow.
phenomenal point. See, Mittal saying sorry because she knows she should have lobbed that up to just slow it down. But it's hard when you're in the moment. It's hard to do that. Phenomenal
so much
point.
fun.
All 4 players. Berendt's getting her breath. It's good to just kind of take a moment. All right,
I
set
think
point,
you heard her
Hall
say trying to
Matrka.
figure it out.
Yes.
That usually, comes when a player isn't, feeling like they have control over that point.
Again, notice how Mittal's just setting her paddle nice and low, sending the ball back. Just settling in and seeing what their choices are. But even Matrka and Hall, they've slowed down their offense, waiting for the ball. It's important for every player when they they're back at the baseline. They know exactly what they're looking for. I love that trust in the partnership right there. Mittal calling, I got it, and Berendt immediately peeled out and switched to the ad side.
Here we go, Berendt in the ad court.
Yeah.
If we get a little.
So when Mittal played with Doughton, she played the deuce side and was constantly bringing that backhand from the middle. So I think that would be a great play, Billy, the more I think about it.
And you just saw that Berendt backhand just ripped straight down the center of the court.
Peggy, just curious, in your match this week, did you and your partner go two back?
Yes, we did. As a matter of fact, one time we lost the first set, came back, won the second, and then won the third. It was a lot of adjusting.
Yeah, you have to in these temperatures.
Yep.
If something's not working, there's always a counter, either a different target to choose or a different position to be in.
And I think what happens at some of the like my levels is that you don't have the patience, and everyone's looking for the winners, and you have to be willing to, the elements are what they are. It's a very lively ball. You have to be willing to take a slower approach to the game.
Yes.
I think you really have to pick out what lob you're looking to hit so that it sets up the point. Much like Hall and Matrka are doing, you can see them lobbing behind the deuce court net player, behind where Berendt would be at net, and that's making them hit up the middle of the court, which gives Matrka her forehand and Hall her backhand. It's also a really tough recovery point.
That was a great, really good overhead. A little close to the line there, but let's see what happens here. I think it can be hard to slow it down, but keep your intensity level up. Like sometimes when you slow it down, your feet slow and everything kind of slows down. So that's that interesting balance of I'm slowing play down, I'm making smarter choices. Oh. Did Mittal take that before it bounced?
Yeah, she took it out of the air, trying to catch the spin at the top.
Yes, but what happens is, so the court helps to absorb some of that backspin. When you take that out of the net, that ball's going to bite on your paddle. So the force you have to give that ball, if you take it out of the air, is like, I don't even know, tenfold something, because it's just biting so hard on your paddle. But it's crazy how much he anticipated.
Downwards.
Yes.
Advantage, Miss Mittal.
Both teams really fighting for this game. Lots of deuces.
Yeah, this is a great game. Everybody's really dialing it in. Hall, Matrka staying back on their serve. Inviting Berendt and Mittal to take the net. I don't necessarily know if they want to be there. Sometimes when you can RSVP, no, I'm not able to attend. Because that drive, Matrka is just on and causing a lot of problems, especially with that cross-court drive. Yep, there's
the warm weather. There's the warm weather overhead off the screen.
Yeah. That's a tough ball.
4 more years, the kid can go chase it.
There we go.
Here come our stats. So points won, 57-56 in favor of Hall and Matrka. You got service points, 45% to 43%, and identical service games won. It's very close.
Mm-hmm. Serve it. The biggest thing is serve on their serve. I think it's Hall and Matrka staying back now on their serve, where they have extracted more errors from more points from Mittal and Berendt.
Why do you think that is? When you stay back like that, you're inviting them to make mistakes offensively?
Well, you're inviting them to take the net, and their drives right now are creating most of the errors from Mittal and Berendt, and vice versa. It's just harder to make volleys against big drives on a warm day. It's like the trifecta. And if you ask me, there's so many skill sets of Berendt and Mittal, but Berendt's ability to and Mittal's ability to drive on both sides, by them taking the net, they've just removed those weapons from the game.
Yeah.
That's a phenomenal shot. So it's actually, it's a double whammy in favor, I think, of Hall and Matrka a lot of times, because they've taken away Berendt and Mittal's awesome drives, and now it allows them to drive at them to make those tough volleys on this warm day. But, it's all about the comfort level. And, both of them have ridiculous hands as well. So, did you go, you mentioned in your match, 2 back. Did you go 2 back in the third set? First set? Second?
We went in the third.
In the third?
Yep. Once we took the lead, we stayed back.
And did that serve you well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It forced them. They were the ones that had to make a change because they were down.
Wow, that was a well-fought game by all 4 players. That was just a battle. But at the end of the day, Berendt Mittal came out on top. So it is, and I don't even know how long that game was, but it was just one game. So it's Hall and Matrka are up 5-3. Hall and Matrka are the second seeds going against the third seeds, Berendt and Mittal. Laura Band to serve, Rupali Hall returning.
So Denise, this is our second stop on the APTA tour. What are the next couple stops? I think we have Baltimore.
Yep.
In a
Baltimore's
week.
the next one, and then it loops back to our first Grand Prix at Chicago Charities, November 7th through 9th, which is always just the highlight of the season. Other than nationals, I think that Chicago Charities, just all the best players are coming out. It's Glenview Golf Club does such a fantastic job putting on the event, and really excited to be there live commentating. That was a phenomenal overhead. Just one of those nicks that come out. 20% of them are literally a direct nick that flies out, equally hits the back screen and the side screen. That's just
Those are killers.
Yeah.
They're killers.
I mean, that's when you just turn around and say, nice shot, because that's a tough one to defend against. Typically, Laura Berendt would be responsible for the ball going down the side screen, while Chelsea Mittal would come out to cover the ball that pops out to the middle of the court. But that did neither. So, phenomenal overhead.
I always ask if Nick has been rostered to play today.
Well,
Because
if
it's
he's wearing,
unfair.
if Nick is wearing your jersey, you want him rostered.
Yeah, true.
But if he's wearing the opponent's jersey, no,
You question it.
no, we don't want him or her. Wow.
What a volley by Mittal.
But notice how at the last minute, Mittal moved forward, getting that. If she would have moved parallel with the net, Billy, that ball would have been in the bottom of the net.
Be a little momentum shift here from Berendt and Mittal.
Well, that's a nice, clever way also to bring them to the net. It's a miss, but that's Mittal's going to make that more than she's going to miss. So by purposely hitting a big screen overhead, and you just simply peel in a very calm, collected way, now you force your opponents to play the net. And in these temperatures, not a bad play. Love the depth of that overhead. The deeper you hit an overhead, the less time your opponents have to make a plan or to figure out what to do with it.
Oh, what a huge forehand.
That's that pressure drive, Billy, I'm telling you about. When you're in the blue, hitting that ball is completely different than being in the green. It's that little bit of time that's taken away that causes a lot of problems.
And that's the set.
Wow.
6-3 Hall and Matrka.
Second set,
All right.
Matrka, 6-3. Can have about
We'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel with live streaming provided by CSM Media.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Hi guys, my name is B. Lopez. I'm original from Barcelona, Spain, but I actually grew up in Murcia, in a city in the southeast of Spain. I started playing paddle in the fall of 2022 when I started teaching at Orange Lawn. My favorite paddle memories so far has been with my partner, Thea Page, where we beat Lena Macy. We really enjoyed it a lot. I would say my strength on the paddle court is my forehand drive, especially when I set up myself to drive those forehands, also driving off the screen. I enjoy about paddle, being out here, meeting new people. The community is an amazing community, so much fun. You kind of disconnect from work for the weekend, have some fun. After the tournament, sometimes you can go party a little bit. My partners and I goals are just like keep having fun, enjoy every moment in the court. If you don't enjoy, I don't think you're gonna be successful. My favorite tournament is Short Hills because we played it in New Jersey and it's so fun. All of the members at my club come out and watch, and the atmosphere is amazing. It's a great party. A fun fact is that I'm very good friends with Carlos Alcaraz. I met him when I was 7 years old. I used to practice with his older brother, Alvaro, and we became very good friends. Carlos, if you're watching this, you have to start playing some platform tennis and go for the mixed nationals. I'm B. Lopez, and this is the APTA Tour. Vamos!
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We're here at the Medinah Cup in Medinah, Illinois, with this women's semifinal match between number 2 seed Rupali Hall and Marie Matrka versus number 3 seed Laura Berendt and Chelsea Mittal. With me today is Billy Horn commentating, and our guest is Peggy Krasinski. Peggy, you were here for a number of games in the second set. I want to thank you so much for being here. Any comments you want to make? Or?
I just want to say how wonderful it is to have everyone here at Medinah Country Club, because for such a young program that we have here, it means a lot to see such a high-level play, and it grows the game. And for those of us who are young in the sport, it's phenomenal to be able to watch this level of play. It's been really fun.
Yeah. Well, it's super fun. It's super fun for me as well, and it's been really interesting and awesome having you on. So thanks so much for being a part of everything, and we so appreciate Medinah hosting and opening their doors and the beautiful facility to all of us.
Anytime. Let's make this a great third set.
Okay. I'm with you. I have a feeling it will be with these 4 players.
You'll hear me cheering in the background here.
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much, Peggy.
Thanks, Peggy.
All right, Billy, what are your thoughts on this second set that just unfolded before us? Hall and Matrka taking it.
I mean, we just saw the stat line.
Yeah.
So there it is again, 61 points to 61 points, 9 games to 9 games. Essentially the same service points won and service games won. This is a pick'em.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I think Hall and Matrka have a little bit of momentum and a little bit more of a strategy of how they're going to go about it, where Berendt and Mittal may have a few questions they're trying to answer, but they have the skills and the ability to make it happen. So this is, I don't know, 50-50.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, the talent level, the different weapons that are out here, the athleticism displayed. Really, I mean, some just extraordinary points of, I call it hand-to-hand combat, when it's like, there's a volley whipping back and forth. Typically in a match, you'll see maybe 3 to 4 balls go back and forth, and I think there was one involving Mittal and Matrka where it was like, I believe, 10 volleys. It was like boom, 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 and they're both closing. It's like, okay, either somebody is going to end up laying on the ground after the end of this, or because it was just fast and furious. But I really feel if I were Berendt and Mittal, I would slow it down a little bit and discuss what ball we are looking for and what specific target we are going for. They were extracting a lot of missed volleys from Matrka, aiming for her right hip. Those targets seem to go away, not as many. I'm seeing her hit some cleaner, just straight forehands that are going to her left hip, or straight backhands going to her left hip. And if I were Matrka Hall, I would just continue what they were doing. That was a phenomenal set. If I were to tweak anything, I would love to see Hall just standing and positioning a little bit closer to the net with her hands a little bit higher. But other than that, all 4 players are just playing a phenomenal match, and we're all tied up here. Marie Matrka took us out serving this 3rd set. Laura Berendt is over there in the deuce side wearing the blue shorts in the far court. Chelsea Mittal is in the ad court wearing the green shirt and green shorts. On the forecourt, like I said before, Marie Matrka is serving. And we have Rupali Hall at the net wearing all black.
I think you said it right, where Berendt and Mittal have to discuss, what balls they're looking for, and I think they have to, much like that point right there, see if they can get Hall and Matrka to hit a few more overheads up the middle of the court, whether they're doing that with a lob or whether Mittal might just drive the ball, not with the purpose of winning it, but with the purpose of maybe that volley going to the center of the court, where they can hit that second offensive shot, that 1-2 punch.
Yes.
That we were seeing a lot in the first set.
And to your point, Billy, just mixing it up, like perhaps some off pace, just more rotation, like some big dippers instead of always hitting like the big one, where an opponent can kind of get used to and getting low and just ready to absorb that power. Sometimes that off-pace one can surprisingly extract some misses when sprinkled in. But we'll see. We'll see how both teams adjust here in the 3rd set.
Whether you're getting that miss that wins the point, or whether you're getting the team to misdirect the ball where it gets them out of their normal comfort zone. That's kind of the key, I think, for Berendt and Mittal, finding that way where maybe they get the miss, or they just get the ball to go to a place where Hall and Matrka don't want it to go.
It's a great point, Billy. So again, Berendt normally is just hitting the lights out of that ball, and she went with the off-pace chip, and Matrka gave that ball too much, expecting the big one. So I think sprinkling in and infusing some off-pace drives could be beneficial. You always just want to keep your opponents guessing, like what's coming this time. If they always know what's coming, a good team is going to make adjustments and start being able to handle it.
I like that play that we just saw from Mittal, where she lobbed more up the line, and Hall had to put the ball in between Mittal and Berendt.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Another hand-to-hand combat, as you say. I like to call it a knife fight.
But, Mittal does such a fun. Watch her she just keeps coming. She hits a volley forward, forward, forward. That one just was a phenomenal volley by Hall. Ticked the net and didn't allow time for Berendt to go get it. But great hands by both players. That kind of handcuffed her.
Slow one.
Again, that's slow. Are we on something, Billy? Are we?
Yeah, we might be.
I think so.
Easy to see from out here, though.
I know, right? Things are always, when you're outside the wires, things seem way slower than when you're inside the wires. It's a phenomenal move by Mittal. Again, you see Berendt kind of give her a pat on the shoulder. That was Mittal's move is what caused that error on the volley. It's hard enough to make a volley in these against these drives as it is, but then when you add to it a blitzer coming in, and now you're, wow.
Unbelievable shot making.
Such great
Middle,
play.
I think
Wow.
Middle thought it was going to be long.
Yes.
I think Middle thought it was long.
That was just a great get by Berendt. Mittal keeps it in.
I would have called a hint.
I mean, Denise, we've seen this the whole match. I don't get to see these ladies play that much. The athleticism,
Yeah.
it has been just next level stuff. It's been fun to watch.
It's never say never in these temps, Billy. You just have a little more time in the screens, and where there's a will, there's a way. All four of these players have wheels. They can run down everything. But part of it is believing you can get there and run it down. If there's no hesitation, you can get there. No doubt with the players that we see out here.
I like that I see Hall and Matrka feel the confidence level, at the net, that they want to be there. But I think one of the things that was successful for them in the second set was not serving and volleying and coming in later. Where you're seeing Matrka serve and volley this entire game.
Such a great play.
They win the first game of the third set.
That cutter is just a great shot, but again, like I said earlier, you can have an exceptional shot, but against a good team, they are going to make adjustments and start. That's exactly what Mittal has done. She knows where it's bouncing in these temperatures. Is it effective? Yes, because it pulls them severely out of position. However, Mittal's just gotten the jam of it. She's in the groove and is already running before Matrka's making contact, and as a result, it's starting to hurt them more than it's helping. But don't get me wrong, the cutter's an incredible shot. I mean, not many. Very few women in the game are doing that on a consistent basis, and she's talented enough to be one of them.
It is nice to have a shot that can change the point, not just, where your overheads are playing through the baseline, but to pull someone forward rather than side to side.
Love 30.
What happened? I didn't shoot a shot. No, I didn't.
You don't see that very often. I think she's kind of like, wait, what just happened?
Love 30.
I want to point out that Hall has very quietly played an excellent match.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
made very few unforced errors. You don't hear us saying her name a whole lot, but she has been spot on with her play.
Yes, her returns are
the whole time.
100. I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry, Billy. What do you have?
No.
Yeah. Her returns are consistently, literally, they're peeling them off their shoes. She's hitting them low and with a ton of rotation, a lot of topspin. She's just been super solid.
15, 30.
Allowing, I mean, Matrka is typically very aggressive and kind of just really takes over the court. But a player can't do that unless they have a steady partner that sets them up and is there to clean up and be there.
15, 40.
These are some quick points getting by here again. I would love to see Berendt Mittal try to slow this down. The harder they hit the ball, the faster it's coming back. I loved when they started getting in the groove of those low trajectory, just middle balls. It really is harder to pull the trigger on high percentage offense from the baseline team. Like, that is a beautiful shot. I'd love to see a lot of those. Yep. just allows you to just, okay, breathe, reset, thinking
Great
about
lob
what
there
the play
by
is.
Matrka.
Again, Hall just there. Really nice lob.
Just long.
Just out, but that's one of the few misses that Hall has made at the baseline.
That was a well-played point by both teams.
Yes.
Right. Nice lobbing by Hall and Matrka, and then nice reset overheads by Mittal and Berendt, not forcing.
I love that Berendt and Mittal went 2 back. Losing that game, but I think it's good. I like mixing up, giving them different looks.
Third set.
But to your point, Billy, it would be interesting to see them switch in the backcourt, just to see how Matrka and Hall might respond, because you don't know until you try.
Yeah, the few times we've seen them have to go to Mittal on the deuce because they transitioned back, you've seen Mittal get a nice backhand drive in the middle of the court. So just to give them a different look.
15 all.
This might be a set of who's going to hold their serve.
Well, it's interesting too, Billy, when you go 2 back, you know, a lot of times the server takes a lot off their serve because they're no longer have their power source, like their body moving through the serve to make their way up to the first volley position.
30, 15.
So that can lead, but at the same time, the returner, knowing there's nobody coming up, they typically take a lot off the return and just kind of come up to the net. So the whole game kind of slows down. You can see that serve. That's not Hall's normal serve. That's her, I'm going to stay back serve.
Because you don't have to worry about having to play a low volley.
Exactly.
Just take.
See, I like these slower overheads. It's really nice. I think that's exactly what they need to do. And then, again, wait to extract that short lob that allows them to move in and typically to their strong side, their right side. I love the early communication. You can hear very clearly. So both players are on the same page.
Look at the creativity there by Matrka with the slice lob.
Mm-hmm.
Goes down off of someone's paddle face.
Yep.
It's a lot trickier to deal with that shot than
Yes.
it might look on your screen.
Again, that ball's biting. It's like grabs the paddle face when you're hitting slice or that cutter, either one. Matrka also hits topspin lobs, which,
I've seen a couple.
yeah, I mean,
40,
you're technically not supposed to be able to do that because the court is just not as big as a tennis court, but she does it pretty consistently. So we wouldn't suggest this for the average club player, however.
Nice patience by Matrka.
See Matrka creeping out, looking to take the right one. I love when she saw that ball land so deep.
Game, Hall, Matrka. They lead 2-1, third set.
Okay.
Again, the winner of this match, the winner of this third set will take on Halbauer and Morgan, who won their semifinal. That should be another, whoever comes out on top of this should be another lively match.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. I mean, you've got number 4 from, rankings coming from the 24-25 season of Morgan and Sikora finished 4th in the country, and Halbauer Jackson finishing 5th in the country. So you have Morgan and Halbauer teaming up. So they are a force to be reckoned with. And that'll be a super interesting match because Halbauer just brings so much power. very aggressive, just a ton of pace. And then you have Morgan, who is just spot on, makes the right decision literally every time, and is incredibly consistent. So regardless of which team makes it through this semifinal round, that it's going to be a very, very awesome, fun match to watch between Holbauer and Morgan. Again, that cutter,
15 all.
We
very
we
effective.
have Mittal serving at the top of our screen with Berendt in the light blue shorts as their partner. Hall just returning that serve. And Matrka with the visor, white visor and blue shirt at the front, bottom of your screen. It should be noted that we had a hold. Hall held serve the last game.
Getting a lot of spin on Matrka, as you can see how it kicks off the screen. You don't notice it as much when they're blocking, but when that ball is, when they let it go the screen, you can really see how much rotation she's putting on that ball in her overheads. Just beautifully, beautifully hit. Not many women in the game put as much spin as Matrka does on her overheads. It's cool to see. I love how Hall slides right in those times when the ball's coming out of the ad side to make sure that her partner Matrka has a clean view and the angles that is open for her to hit.
We have to think how important this game is for Berendt and Mittal to feel confident. Little sneaky serve and
I mean,
volley
Hall
from
is
Mittal
just
there.
so fast. And Matrka, but man, you just can't count them out.
40, 30.
Those two shots I thought were done, so. I mean, look at her. Like, what?
Unbelievable gets.
It's got to be frustrating for Mittal and Berendt, you know? Like, what do we need to do to win a point here? We thought we won it three different times.
Oh, there again.
It's right on the
Great
line.
drive by Berendt and perfect volley.
Deuce.
So that's where I'd love to see a different target for Berendt on that one. She's been so successful hitting right hip on Matrka, and when she aims more to her left side backhand, that's going to kick. A reflex backhand is a left to right motion. It's going to kick cross court.
Yeah, when you swing from left to right, that ball will hit the back screen and then move towards the ad court.
Correct. I love that little off-pace ball. It's just slowing it down. It's very smart of Mittal. Just smooth. There's that little, it's crazy. She's putting spins on her lobs. I honestly have never seen that, Billy. Have you?
No, this is the first.
It's kind of cool.
It is really cool.
Second stop on the APTA tour, and we not only have spin overheads, we've got spin lobs. There's no end. There's no end to what we can add to this game, Billy.
Next level stuff.
Excellent.
Advantage, Miss Matrka.
All right, Mittal serving, Berendt staying back. Got Hall at the net.
Deuce.
Unfortunate bounce off the net, but Mittal and Berendt will take it. Back to deuce. It's a big
And
point.
that's okay for Matrka there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's been working. She got a short lob.
Advantage, Miss Matrka.
I think Matrka's positioning caused a little hesitation on Mittal's. You know, Matrka's hands are so good, and she started closing the net right when Mittal was about to make contact with that volley. Very unnerving. gosh, that's such a great get by Mittal. Slow it down. Great. That was a very crafty overhead by Hall.
Matrka,
Wow, I
lead,
love that. She
3 games
disguised
to
that
1,
beautifully.
Third set.
So Denise, other than switching in the backcourt, is there anything that Berendt can do to get more involved? Can she change her positioning around? Move more middle, try and make her corner look more inviting. It doesn't seem like she's getting involved in this match enough.
I would agree with you. Yeah, you can change your position. You could slide out a little bit more to the middle, but against a skilled team such as Matrka and Hall, you could do that just so much until you weaken your side. But by doing that, as long as she knows that when she creeps out, she needs to be ready to hit that forehand. It's no longer her backhand she's going to be looking for. Or they have a pre-plan before, being like the first short ball instead of Mittal hitting at forehand. Perhaps Berendt flies over, takes that, and then Mittal switches. That's also an opportunity, not just on a high lob, but also on a short ball that's otherwise going to Mittal's forehand. So, but in this game, a skilled team is going to extract, like they're going to take the strength away. And Berendt is not getting nearly as many backhand looks as she was in the first set. And that's not just a coincidence. I'm sure that is a strategy that they are talking about and implementing all the times, reinforcing and reminding each other where to hit your overheads, where are we going to try to put our volleys, etc.
That's two service games in a row from Matrka that they've broken. They need to maybe change something in there. Again, very even score. You still see 81% of points to 80% of points. You still see the service points won. Very, very close match. We're back on serve. Berendt serving. Berendt and Mittal have to find a way to get a hold in this match. It's been a little while since we've had a hold.
Absolutely, but Berendt's out there smiling. They're having fun. They're talking it over. I do know that Berendt and Mittal are out here to have fun. And the minute they don't have fun, it's just that is the purpose for what they're doing. So I love that even though, one could say the momentum had shifted, it's no longer on their side. They're having a blast and trying to figure out a way to win this match. Which I love.
Here's another way to get Berendt to touch the ball more is Mittal and Berendt just switched at the net. So you saw Mittal go across the net, putting Berendt on the left.
I like
where
that.
She's going to take a few more overheads, and maybe that just gets her energy level up just that much more.
That last shot definitely just jacked her up. That just filled up her little cup. Not hitting Matrka. I don't want to, but it's just being able to unleash on that because she needs. It's like Tom Cruise. Like she's got the need for speed, and if you bottle her up too much and try to control that, it's not going to work. She just needs to unleash every once in a while, and I think having her on the left side is very dangerous for both Hall and Matrka because she's got all the shots, but most importantly, she can just unload on that. There you go, another little switch there, putting Mittal on the right as primary drive stopper, and Berendt starts to controlling as overhead queen.
Switching left to right like she's doing now isn't really something we're going home and coaching our club players to do. But Berendt has the athleticism and Mittal has the athleticism and the foot speed to close back in on a volley if they miss their target. And she's just creating a little bit more chaos and misdirection.
She's forcing both players to move a lot right now. Before Hall was patiently waiting and was making really good decisions over there. And now they're forcing a lot of movement and shots and having to navigate. Is it a big ball? Is it a short? Is it soft? So I really like that adjustment that Berendt and Mittal just made, positioning Laura Berendt as the primary overhead hitter.
Yeah, get her a spark.
Yes,
Spark her,
yes.
And see
And
if it
again,
translates at the backcourt too.
the smiles are back, the giggles are back. So now with Hall serving here to Laura Berendt, let's see how Hall and Matrka plan on countering this, because that was a quick game again. You try to avoid quick games. Tough drive by Matrka.
15, love.
Let's see if they switch right away here or if they stay with Laura. There you go. Boom. You would think that we're mic'd up here, but we're not.
But it went over that.
Yeah, but at the last minute, Chelsea Mittal took a little step forward, like her shoulders were still forward, and that's what got that ball over. If she would have leaned back, that ball would have been in the bottom of the net. Again, she's bringing a lot of pace here. Just a great take.
Wow. Just speeding up the play, encouraging the other team to get out of their set, get out of their position. It's with that power on the overhead, can be much harder to spot your lob as opposed to receiving, a middle speed side back or a middle screen.
I mean, there's very few women who can generate the amount of paddlehead speed that Laura can on her. It's not just the roller, it's just that hard, flat overhead that she just whips her wrist around, and it, before you know it, you feel it. So at the same time you see it coming to you, you're like, ouch, that hurt. So interesting, Matrka and Hall, they're starting to press a little bit too much, going for a little bit too much angle, going for the outside instead of at or between the players. They're going around, which they were successful at in the second set, but now it's starting to they're starting to lose some points off of that, so they need to dial in their high percentage targets.
Oh, a little too much.
Yep. Allison Morgan, she's on the clock. She's sprinting down to get that. She actually loves this. She trains for this. This is part of her getting ready for the finals. All right, Rupali Hall serving. They're down 30-40.
Huge game.
That
from
was
Berendt and Mittal.
that was a big game. So
4 games to 3, third set.
that switching at the net, we kept talking, encouraging them to switch at the baseline, but switching at the net really has uplifted both of their games. Just the not knowing if the big overhead is coming from Berendt is a huge factor, and creates a lot of instability in the baseline team, because it's not just like a hard overhead. It is a big ball and typically hit very deep, so you just don't have time to react.
Yeah, it does two things at once too. It gets a spark for your own team, and it then unsettles the other team.
Love 15.
Great hands. And Matrka and Hall are just so steady up there at the net. Hit the seam again. Mittal did a great job adjusting.
I like that drive from Mittal.
Love 30.
She slid over nicely. Nice lob. had Hall off the net, just missed it.
Yeah. So I think a little more trusting the brush on that, a little more spin, that ball staying in. I'm a poet, I don't even know it. That's a great ball. I mean, every volley, Mittal's just taking a little step forward, little step forward, little step forward. And with that, that just closes the gap of the opponents being able to force her to volley from below the level of the net. She's just taking that away, so she eventually is winning these points because she's able to hit down. So, such solid fundamentals on that blitzing by Mittal.
Love that drive. Just there it is to get that Berendt backhand involved.
It's a great ball. That's tough. Both closing.
30 all.
Excellent balls by Matrka and Hall. I mean, that's just a great shot. All right, 30 all. It's big. Ooh, they're going I formation. I like it. It's a good duck by Mittal. It's also another advantage when you're at the net, knowing that screen drive's coming. The lower you get, you can read the trajectory of the ball, and that ball was still climbing, so she got low, and sure enough, it was out. It's a nice return by Matrka. I like Hall pumping up her partner there, getting psyched. This is a big one, deuce. Just a great semifinal match, Billy. It's so fun calling this with you.
Yeah, this has been great. Second tournament of the year.
I was gonna say,
Yep.
quality paddle is like, it's, you know, mid to end season level, and we're only the second tournament in for this awesome season we have. See, that's that pressure drive right at somebody in these temperatures.
They lead 5 games to 3.
Super tough to navigate.
You still think that this is doable for Hall and Matrka if they can slow the game back down a little bit here, if they can get in it. It's just about execution of that final drive and really being selective with when you want to hit that ball and when you want to lob. Even though Berendt is trying to encourage the speedier play, trying to go for your drives when you have them, but make sure you're doing that at the right time.
Absolutely.
15
That's a big first point.
Yeah.
Interesting, Matrka served first in this set, and she's been broken both times. So this is a big moment here. Freebie.
Yeah.
30, love.
Mittal wants that back. All right, Marie Matrka serving, Laura Berendt returning. Third set here at the Medinah Cup in Medinah, Illinois.
Oh, yeah. 30, 15.
Again, big shout out to director here at Medinah. Anthony McPherson does a fantastic job here. Has a really, really awesome program. Ladies love them. And the guys, but I don't know the guys as well. I just know the ladies. I didn't mean it to sound weird.
All.
Again, that pressure of Mittal. It's hard enough to return Berendt's big ball, and then the corner of Matrka's eye, you see Chelsea Mittal flying in. And that's it.
Net. Berendt, middle. 6-3, 3-6, 6-3.
Wow, that was a phenomenal match. Billy, ending thoughts?
Thank you. Thank you.
Billy, you there? All right, so that is a wrap here in the women's semifinals. Berendt and Mittal take it in that third set. They won the first set 6-3, lost the second against Hall and Matrka 3-6, and then end up winning the third set 6-3. Fantastic match, awesome display of athleticism. Looking forward to the next round. the finals here at 4:30 against Hallbauer Morgan. So that's a wrap, and thanks so much for listening. Stay tuned for more at 4:30 Women's Final.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Hi, I'm Diana Williams, and I'm an APTA umpire. I came to the Chicago Charities last year and watched all of the women's matches and saw that there was mostly men. In fact, all men doing the umpiring. So I thought, well, let me see what this is like and see if I can maybe make a go of it. It worked out great. The players were amazing, so supportive, and APTA has been amazing in helping me get prepared for this. I'm doing some practice matches, and it's really been an amazing experience. And I'll tell you, there is no better seat to watch a match than in that umpire's chair, where at the end of the point, nobody knew who was serving, what the score was, and who was ahead. And fortunately, I had an iPad in front of me, which gave us all that information. What the score was, who was serving, and what the match score was. So a way to increase your involvement with paddle would be to become an umpire. I would encourage you to reach out to the APTA. They will provide you with all the information and support that you need so that you can get started as an umpire.